let's have a look at this. It looks a beauty. Didn't nick it. What does it taste like? That is smelling cherry-like. It's going to be a dangerous one because you've got a keg just sitting there winking at you. Let's taste you. Well, hello there. Perfect drafters. How are we doing? Are we good? Good, right. It's there again. Look at you, look at you. It's there again. We've got a Quack glass again, people, and for those that watched my last review of the Quack Blonde, you'll know that I'm not repeating that same review again. Be interesting if I did that. Would it come out with exactly the same results? I'd hope so. Nearly knocked that over there. I'd hope so, people. But it's not that. That would be ridiculous. What it is the other Quack that came out, I think, at exactly the same time. That being the Quack Rouge. Yes. Which is French for red. So, I'm looking at Quack Rouge in there, not literally. Haven't got X-ray specs on. Can't see through the perfect draft machine. But believe me, that's Quack Rouge sitting in there. And actually, I will show you the keg this time. I do realise that on the last review, I actually neglected to put that little clip in. But it was Quack Blonde in there. So we are talking about an 8% fruit beer. It ain't to be taken lightly. No Quack beer is. I keep tapping that. I'm going to pop it there before I smash one of my best glasses. So fruity, fruity, fruity. Happy days, because when the sun is shining and the sky is blue, there's nothing better than a fruit beer for you. That's right. That's what I feel. I think it might have been 2 years ago now, one of my older reviews, when I had the Lef Ruby. And oh my word, that was a little beauty. One that I've missed ever since. Doing these reviews is fantastic. Love doing it. Love trying all the different beers. But I don't often revisit kegs. And that, sometimes when you're scrolling through and looking at ones that you've got to review, like the Lost Lager, yeah, missed that, didn't I? I missed that. Really unfortunate. Now, I will get it. I will get that, and I will review it. But when you're scrolling through, you often think, look, I'm picking this because I want to review it. It's a different beer. And I'm skipping past the Vocation. I'm skipping past the Left Blonde. I'm skipping past the Goose IPA. And I'm like, oh, eh? Gutting. Absolutely gutting. That said, we've had an absolute beauty of a release in the shape of a Hertog Pilsner this week. I've got my order in. That is hopefully winging its way to me, because that I'm excited about. Anyway, not got it yet. But what I have got is this Quack Rouge, right? We're talking 8%, talking a fruit beer. We're talking from the Quack Brewery. So it is from that brewery in Belgium. Now, I have got there, if you saw it before I put that glass there, this set to 6 degrees. I probably should have put it down a few more degrees because we're having a belter of a week. We had thunderstorms yesterday, but it's still very hot. So I probably could have had this a bit colder. But there we go. It's on 6. It says between 4 and 7. So, I don't think that's too bad. Let's see what that temperature is like with this little beauty. So fruity nil number, and we're talking cherry and almond flavours. That's what should be in there. It allegedly has got a deep ruby colour and a nice little pink frothy head. As with any fruit beer, you've got to be a little bit concerned about that sweetness. Is it going to be too much? But this being from Quack, it has obviously got those undertones, apparently, of a bit of bitterness. So that could set it off very nicely. I've got the glass sitting there. I will be having some snackage. And again, if you watched the last review, please do watch that if you haven't, because I'm going to be having 2 new flavours from the one and only Spudos. Loved them last time. Absolute beauties. What did I have? I had chip shop curry flavour, and I had the cheese and onion flavour, which were beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. So I'm looking forward to them. They're a quality crisp. I'm going to go for the prawn cocktail flavour and salt and vinegar. So I'm happy about that because you can't beat a bit of crispage with your beer. Right, let's have a look at that keg. I will show you that keg this time. I will. Scout's Honour. What's a Scout's Honour salute? Is that it? Don't know. I was a scout. Was I a scout? I was only a cub. Wasn't a scout. Missed out, I think. We'll have a look at the keg. We will do the pour, people. I'll bring it in. We'll have a look. It's in this glass, so I'm hoping for a very nice looking head. Yeah. That said, if I do bring this in and the glass is looking slightly unclean, that ain't Baldy's fault because the missus, she washed this glass this week. Couldn't believe it. Normally, I am one for washing my own glasses as quickly as possible because I don't want any smashage. And if there is some smashage, it's got to be down to me, right? I don't want to be angry. I don't want to be an angry man. And I'm very rarely angry. But if one of my good beer glasses got smashed, that would make me slightly angry. Yeah. So that's why I don't want that. I don't want to risk it. I don't want to even risk that. So I do normally wash them myself. This time, though, she got in there quick. I mean, hopefully, she is a good dishwasher. That sounds terrible. Honestly, she made me wash pots so much better. I mean, we have got a dishwasher, but we don't put certain things in there. Where am I going with this? You know, what do people put in their dishwasher? Because I'm not allowed. I'm saying I'm not allowed. I do wear the trousers. I'm not allowed to put plastics in there. Plastics don't go in. Tupperware don't go in. I don't put roasting dishes in. Surely they could go in. Surely they could. We put basically plates, pans, just the stainless steel ones, knives and forks, and glasses, and mugs. I think that's pretty much the scope of what goes in our dishwasher. Anyway, I'm going to bring it in. We'll have a look at it. We'll see if there's any bubs. Doesn't really matter if there is or isn't. You know, it's a fruit beer. Then, people, I'll bring it back. I'll have a sippy suppy sue. I'll let you know what I think about it. But before I do rate it, I will have some snackage. I'm going to have those 2 new flavours of the Spudos. Yeah. Loving them. So, looking forward to all of it. Right. Let's have a look at that keg, people. Let's go. So there she blows. Look, we've got a bloke with a head. I'm saying it's a bloke. It could be a lady. Of course it could. But it's a cherry for a head. They've got the Quack glass. A nice, smart jacket. It's a beauty. It's a lovely looking keg. It's proper Quack. It's not saying Quack cherry. It's not saying Quack fruit. Fruity Quack. It's saying, look, I've got cherry and I'm rouge. That's what it's saying. Perfect draft. 8%. That's what it's telling you just there. Standard 6 litre keg. Lovely red background. This is not just going to taste fruity, it looks fruity. Yeah? 17.91. That's what it looks like, people. Let's get it back in the machine and let's get it poured. Right. Don't know what you can see of this t-shirt, but I did get a bit of spag bol on it. So if you see that, apologies. Right. Got the glass again, people. Let's see if I can do as a successful pour as last time. Let's go. There we go. There we go. Not bad. I'm not unhappy with that. Yeah. Like I said in the last one, you've just gotta keep going because it looks like when you're pouring it, it absolutely shoots through this bit here. But you've got the wide top still to go. So just be confident, let it flow, then keep going. Yeah. Let's bring it in. I reckon it's gonna need a tippy toppy, but let's bring it in. So there she blows, people. Look at that. The deep ruby red of that. Ruby, 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 ruby. Ah. Yeah, Kaisers. Yeah. Look at that, that's lovely. That looks class in a glass. Definitely needs a tippy toppy too, but look, it has got that slightly pink tinged foam white head. Yeah, definitely ruby. I'm definitely getting the old snifties of the cherry. Can I see many bubs? There's a few. Let's wipe it a little bit there. I don't think the missus did a bad job on that glass, actually. I let her wash a few more. Look at that. Yeah, there's a few bubs there. You can see them. Cheeky. Cheeky. Right. It's enough of looking at it. Let's taste it. Let's go, people. Right. That definitely needs a tippy toppy too. Let's give it a go. That's what you can do. And it also, you know, just do it straight like that. It gives it a nice little head. Boom. Yeah. Talking to a work colleague today. She went to Barbara Shell's, I think that said right, in Leicester. And that was the first place that I ever had a quack. Yeah. Didn't just go quack, quack, quack. I literally had a quack in there. And had to pay £10 deposit for this stand. Not this one. Didn't nick it after paying that £10 deposit. But for their stand. Well, that's what I did. I'm babbling. Right. Let's have a look at this. It looks a beauty. It looks an absolute beauty. And now I've give that a little tippy toppy too. That's spot on. That's right on the money. Right. What does it taste like? That is smelling cherry-like. Let's taste you. Whoa. Woohoo! That doesn't just smell cherry-like. That's a cherry hit right there. If you don't like cherry, don't get it. I do. And I tell you what, there is some almond in that as well. There's some definite almond in that. Yeah. Definitely. It's almost like you've got, you know, a lot of cherry puree. Squeezed it all out. You don't squeeze puree out. It's already pureed. You've got your cherry puree, whatever it is. Yeah, you know what I mean. All like squidged in the bottom of a glass. And then you've got that kind of almond essence that you put in some like cakes and stuff when you're a baker. Yeah, lob that in. Fizzed it up in a soda stream, let it go a little bit flatter. Bob some alcohol in there, and you've got this. And it ain't bad. It ain't bad. Just casting my mind over the other fruity ones that was on the Perfect Draft and still are on the Perfect Draft. You have the aforementioned, I'm going to say it again. You've got the aforementioned Lef Ruby, which I did review a long time ago, and I love that. That was good. I'd say the sweetness kind of is comparable to this. Obviously, this hasn't got that Lef twang, which that still has, even though it's a fruity beer. One to be had in the summer, as I believe this is. I think I could have had it a couple of degrees colder. I'm going to put that on 4. I am. I think that's what it needs. I'm going to go onto the app now and put it on 4. Done. So I think, yeah, it could be a bit colder. I think that's probably down to the absolute belter of a heat wave we're having, which is good. Good mouthfeel. Tingles the taste buds like a beauty. I don't think it's going to gas you up too much. It's, you know, I can see the bubs going up there. But carbonation-wise, I think it's slightly less carbonated than the Lef Ruby. But it has got that kind of slight bitterness in there, which makes it not too sweet, considering the power of the cherry. Yeah. Very good. Very nice. You can taste its quality. And I mean, it wants to be, because it's £42.90 of your finest, so not the cheapest of kegs. But it's nice. It's very good. Is it £42.90 of goodness? That I will say in a moment. But what I'm saying is, straight off the bat, that's pleasant. Very nice for a very hot summery day. If you like a fruit beer, you will like this. And you like cherries, happy days. That almond, definitely. If you don't like almond, you don't like cherries, avoid. But yeah, I think that's very nice. That's quality. And I don't see it many places. I haven't seen that anywhere else. You know, like I say, in a few decent bars, I've seen Quack. I probably wouldn't have them, to be honest, when I'm out, because, you know, I tend to avoid the very strong beers if I'm out with mates. But yeah, at home, it's going to be a dangerous one, isn't it? It's going to be a dangerous one because you've got a keg just sitting there winking at you. Yeah, you've got to be careful because it's a little bit, I'm not going to say alco-popish, but it is easy to drink. It's easy. It's moreish. Again, that Quack Blonde was moreish and this is again moreish. Someone said to me, should you not drink it in that? Really? Should you? No. Because I reckon it'll tip, wouldn't it? It doesn't. Maybe you should. Maybe you should keep it in the wooden stand. Because I just thought, because it doesn't seem like there's that much of an indentation at the bottom. I thought it would go like that. But actually, if it does that, it's still all right. I think you can. I'm going to trust it. I apologise to that commenter. I don't think I abused them. But, yeah. What am I faffing about at? Keep on taking it out of that stand. Drinking in it. Anyway, I'm happy with that. Right, I feel like I've discovered something. How to drink. You'd have thought I'd have known by now. Right, let's get some Spudos down me. I mean, I do apologise for having an absolute quality beer like that and then having a Budweiser t-shirt on. These things happen. These things happen. Right, got 2 bags. I've got 2 flavours. Let's pop in some crisps. Yeah, not any old crisps. We're talking Spudos crisps. I have kept them fresh in an airtight Tupperware container. Do love a bit of Tupperware. Who doesn't? My missus goes mad for Tupperware. Loves it. Loves it. Right, pop a few of you in there. Feeling a bit peckish today, so maybe a bit more than last time. And it is a bit random with the old Spudos. How, you know, you don't quite obviously know how much spud dust to put in with each bag of crisps that you put in there, because, you know, there's no guidelines on that. But then, you know, it's a testing bed, isn't it? You kind of, you do it, you put in some, you kind of think, is that too much? Is that too little? You know. And if you want it a bit stronger, you're one of those people that likes a good old strength taste, punchy taste, and put a bit more in. You know. The freedom of strength of taste is in your hands. Probably should be their slogan. It's a bad one, but right. There we go. And I've got to say, it's not just me that thinks these are quality, because I'll tell you something. I took those chip shop curry ones last week back into the house, and the nooch and onion. That's it, not cheese and onion, nooch and onion. Took them into the house as well. The missus polished them off in under 2 minutes. She loved them. Absolutely loved them. Right. I don't know why this is a slightly different looking spud dust bag, but it is. Now, I do like prawn cocktail. I do like prawn cocktail crisps. I know, I'm not going to say it's Marmite, but I know there's a lot of people that don't like prawn cocktail crisps. Prawn cocktail crisps, I was just going to say, those Max Strong Fiery Prawn Cocktail, they're good. It's got a fair bit of spud dust on that. It's a 2 crisp grab. They're good. They're good again. They're good again, people. Right. These are hard to resist. I said it in the last review if you watched that, and I don't want to bore people. Oh, they've got a nice little kick to that prawn cocktail. It's a little bit like that. I'm just looking on the packet to see if it's got any fiery suggestion on there. It's a little bit like that fiery prawn cocktail. Mmm. Oh yeah. Mmm. That's good. Now, I've got a bit of a dilemma here because I gave that nooch and onion and the chip shop curry flavour a 9. And I think this is more, I think it's just this prawn cocktail. And I'll tell you, I like salt and vinegar more than prawn cocktail. This prawn cocktail flavour is more than 2 marks better, which means it goes over 10. The crisps are spot on. Their description of between a kettle chip and a Walker's, they're far better than Walker's. They're not as kind of quite as crunchy as a kettle chip. It's spot on. Absolutely on the money. That's lovely. I'm well happy with that. Right. Let's get into the salt and vinegar. Let's refresh the palate. Probably should have brought some water, being the food connoisseur that I am. See that? Went through the neck, foamed up again as it went down. Now Barry, off All the Beer No Idea, he said exactly that's what happens with this glass, and it means it keeps the head. He's spot on, although I did take it out of the stand yet again. Habit. I am a creature of habit. Right. Let's have a snifty of this. Oh, that's very salt and vinegary. Unsurprisingly. Right. That's more dusty than the prawn cocktail. Maybe there's a reason why that's in a clear bag. So I kind of had to get in there and kind of break it up a little bit, the spud dust. Although you wouldn't have to, these are only sachets. Normally you get the kind of, the pots. This is proper salt and shake, isn't it now? We're talking salt and vinegar over your crisps. This is proper retro salt and shake time, people. Right. Here we go. Here we go. One more little swilly swoo. I've done it again. I can't help it. Right. Cheers. Works every time. Right, here we go. Salt and vinegar. A 4 crisp grab. They're good. Yeah. People, you cannot say fairer than Spudos crisps. I mean, it's the quality of the crisp that shines through, to be fair. The Spudos flavours are good. That prawn cocktail flavour is outstanding. So now I've had 4 flavours. What I'm going to say is, right, I'm going to do it like this. Right, this is what I'm going to do. The crisp on its own, the quality of the crisp, I'm giving a 9. Yeah. Now to benchmark that for you, a Walker's, I would give a 6. I'm going to give them a 7. I'll give them a 7. Walker's a 7. Spudos a 9. I would give kettle chips also a 9. Right? So that's kind of quality of crispness. Just the kind of crunch of this crisp. The texture of this crisp. The mouthfeel of this crisp, regardless of flavour, is a 9. Yeah. Now the Spudos flavouring, I'm going to separate it slightly now. Because what I'm going to say is, just reminiscing back to that Nuchin onion and the chip shop curry flavour, I'm going to go chip shop curry flavour, and it was a belter and was, you know, it really did capture that kind of chip shop curry. So if you're a massive fan of chip shop curry, you're going to love it. But I'm going to put that there. I'm going to put that at the bottom. Then I'll say salt and vinegar. Then I'll say Nuchin onion. Then I'm going to say prawn cocktail from the Spudos flavourings. That's my order of preference. That's a personal preference. Because the flavourings are exactly what you expect to get, you know. I would say the salt and vinegar is very close to if you have the kind of salty kettle chips. The prawn cocktail, I don't know, I don't think I've had as good a prawn cocktail as that. It does compete with that fiery Max Strong prawn cocktail flavour, which is outstanding. So they are, you know, very close to each other in terms of quality and flavour. Spudos, overall, I'm giving you a 9 again. You know, 9 last week, 9 this week. I'm liking you. How are we doing on that? Still on 6. It's on 6? Put it down to 4, didn't I? I can hear it having a go. It's proper on. I don't know if you can hear that. But because I put that down to 4, that's cranked up the kilowattage. Watch my kind of cost, yeah, the real cost of the Perfect Draft. Because when you are cooling, it's using more kilowattage. When it gets to temperature and wants to keep it at temperature, it's using far less. So it's well worth a little bit of a watch if you haven't done already. But anyway, this is obviously, it's proper kicked in now. And it's trying to get it down to that 4. Anyway, this is quality. It's lovely. For a fruit drink, it's an absolute beauty. Mouth feels good. Aftertaste is pleasant because it's a fruit beer. Happy days. The Quack quality is there. The kind of bitterness offsets the sweetness just right. Rate My Beer said in one of my comments, be careful, get the Imodium ready. I'm hoping that doesn't have to come into play. That isn't going to go into play in terms of this rating because that's an after situation. Yeah? That's for tomorrow, people. Let's think about today. So what I'm saying to you right now for this is that gets a 9. I'm happy today. I've had a good day. The sun's shining. The sky is blue. I've got a fruit drink in my hand. It's a quack. It's not only a quack, it's a fruity quack. It's good. It's a 9. They're a 9. I'm giving them 9s all round. I've got a Budweiser t-shirt on and I've not got Budweiser. You've got to be happy about that fact. Happy days. Lovely. Lovely stuff. I'm going to stop the camera there. I'm going to pour myself another one. Enjoy all of those Spudos. But what I'm going to say to you is this, people. There's more reviews to come, including next week. Hopefully it'll be next week. I'm kind of leaving 2 weeks in between reviews. That's not because I'm being lazy. It's because I've got other things to do. Number 1. And number 2, there's not that many more kegs for me to review, apart from the Ritual 9, which I'm shying away from a little bit. Right. So what I'm saying to you is this, people. Subscribe to the channel, please do, and you'll see reviews of any new kegs that are coming, plus, obviously, that Ritual 9 at some point. You will. You'll also see some Perfect Draft news updates from Baldy, which is me, and anything else that I can think of Perfect Draft related. Yeah. But whatever you're doing, people, have an absolute belter of a weekend. Enjoy. have a few beers with a few mates, enjoy the sun, yeah? Not too much, don't get sunburnt, take care of your skin. But what I'm saying is cheers, Perfect Drafters. Have an absolute belter. Cheers. Tuck it out there again.